This video is to help guide you through a technique for how to complete all of your fraction operations. Now, what you should know before you start this is how to simplify fractions, how to change between mixed numbers and improper fractions, and how to also know integer operations, or adding and subtracting, positive, multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers. All right, our objective for this lesson is to very simply figure out how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. Now, we have all learned different techniques in grade school. This is kind of a quick refresher with my own little twist on it. For example, when we are asked to add and subtract fractions, I always think of the phrase smiling X. And what the smiling X does is it tells me how to do this or where the algorithm actually comes from. Let me show you, for example. Let's say over here I have A over B plus C over D. So what I need to do is I need to multiply A times D, which will give me AD. I'm going to add, because it's an addition problem, I'm going to take B times C, and if you notice, that's going to give me the X part of the smiling X. And then I'm almost done, so I'm going to smile, which tells me to multiply B times D. All right, I'm going to show you how that works with some examples here in just a second. The exact same technique works for subtraction. So this only works for addition and subtraction, but let's see. I have A times D, or AD, minus, because it says subtract, B times C, and then I'm almost done, so I'm going to smile. So that means I'm going to divide that by B times D. Okay, so let's take a look at this first example. I have 3/4 plus 7/3. Now, because they don't have common denominators, this is when I really like the smiling X technique. I'm going to multiply 3 times 3, which would give me 9, plus, because it's an addition, multiply 4 times 7, which is 28, and divide that by the smile, 12. I'm now going to clean this fraction up. 9 plus 28 will be 37 over 12. I'm done. Now, a teacher may ask you to write that as as a mixed number. I'm good with an improper fraction, as long as it is simplified. Okay? So let's try the subtraction here. I have 4 times 2, which would be 8, minus, because it's a subtraction, 9 times 5, which is 45, smile because I'm almost done, divided by 18. Now, if I take 8 minus 45, and let's say I don't remember how to do these, remember, you can always pull up a calculator to help you with that. So if I take 8 minus 45 on the calculator, it tells me it's negative 37. I write down negative 37, and then I bring down the denominator. I get negative 37 over 18. All right? Another type of fraction operation you may encounter is multiplying. Multiplying means mouth. All right? Mouth comes from the visual here of top times top and bottom times bottom. I know that doesn't quite look like a mouth, but you get the idea. So the algorithm for this says multiply the top times the top, AC, and the bottom times the bottom, BD, and then simplify that fraction if you can. So let's try one here. I'm multiplying, so I'm going to go top times top, bottom times bottom, or the mouth. This would give me 6 over 12. Now I notice on this one that both of these are divisible. Both the numerator and the denominator are both divisible by 6. So I simplify by dividing them both by 6, and this fraction simplifies to 1/3, or 1/2, sorry, 1/2. The last technique is called dividing fractions, and I like a technique that's called big C, little c. Now, most of you learn this invert and multiply, or change the division to multiplication, flip the second fraction, and then use your multiplication rule. That's fine. You can absolutely do that. This is another way to look at it. But what I actually do first is I make this division more complex looking. So I'm going to rewrite this as A over B divided by C over D. So it's a fraction divided by a fraction. Now, I can do this by using this technique called big C, little c. Big C is A times D. Little c is B times C. Big C goes on top, AD. Little c goes on the bottom, BC. All right, and that will lead me to my answer. So let's try this now. I'm going to rewrite this as 2/3 divided by 4/7. I'm going to go big C, which would give me 14, little c, which would give me 12, and then I notice on this, both the top and the bottom are divisible by 2. So I'm going to simplify this to 14 divided by 2 is 7, 12 divided by 2 is 6, 2/3 divided by 4/7 is 7/6. Hope this helps.